Hello and welcome to another horror review. You'll have the excuse of voice. I'm just recovering from a bout of illness. So while I was lying in bed, feeling sorry for myself, I checked out the Wednesday series. Oh my god, what a waste of time that was! I had my concerns when the actress Jenna Ortega gave a interview and started throwing all buzzwords about diversity and stuff, which is very strange considering who the Addams family were. But that was a red flag immediately. Oh right, here come the excuses. This is quite simply just every gash American sitcom, high school TV drama thing that's ever put out. It just happens to be wearing an Addams Family skin suit. Um, Tim Burton directed this. This must be Tim Burton light because honestly, there's none of the it was bland. What you normally expect from Tim Burton, the kookiness and the outer worldliness wasn't there. It was actually really, we've seen better. This is reminiscent of that stupid show Riverdale and Sabrina the Wooden Plank, and God, every other bloody one that's out there. I don't get. Here's the thing that really annoyed me: the Addams family. The magic that made the Addams family is that they're a united family. And every time something from outside come in, they're the ones that are always lost. So the Addams family never had strife within themselves. They always embraced who they were. They reveled in their cookiness. They had extended family. There's major love there. Sorry, excuse me. This series may have possibly made me sicker. I could have been on the road to recovery, but then I watched this and maybe it sent me back a day or two. That was always the magic of the Addams family. But I was always a Monsters fan growing up. I was the same thing. Celebrate your weirdness, but it's what's in your heart and your family. And this was none of it. Straight away, they have antagonism between Wednesday and Morticia, just for no reason whatsoever. Pugsley that turned into a flipping whiny simpering brat, which actually ruined his character. Now, the whole point of Wednesday and Pugsley interaction is that they reveled in each other. It was almost like an S&M thing, but he was as into it as much as she was. No, it was just the cookiness of them. The Gomez was brilliant. He actually pulled this off really well. And in fairness, Morticia was a good character. Catherine Zeta-Jones, I've watched her since The Darling Buds of May, so I've always had an appreciation for her. But yeah, she pulled it off brilliantly. But the whole setup was a bit ridiculous. Now, the whole point of being in a normie high school and all that kind of stuff is fair enough. And the reason that how piranhas don't die in a swimming pool, I'll never understand. But the whole reason that they ended up centered in Evermore made sense, because picking one Addams, you're picking them all. But yeah, I just don't get it's this whole thing of deconstructing families and everything has to be dire and miserable. And everybody has to be at each other's throats. I don't get it. We'll go to TV shows to get away from that nonsense. And the reason we like fantastical stuff is because it's an escape from reality. You don't want that shit in front of your face. But here we go. Go to Nevermore itself. And God, it's for God's sake, there's cookier high schools in Normie land. And I think they're using the term Normie because people in the nerd sphere refer to others as Normie, so they're using that as almost an anti-slur. There's a lot of freaking SJW messaging in this, like really beating you over the head. Every episode has something in it. And it's just a bit hard to take. No need for it. So they kind of destroyed it. Jenna Ortega herself, she's about as much presence as a wet lettuce. Lisa Loring, even she did a better job as 6-year-old in the original Addams Family. I think what they've done is they latched on the Christina Ricci version of Wednesday and then took out the like awkward goth. She even said in the interview before she started she was going to be the awkward, socially awkward goth. Where at least in Christina Ricci's version, she was confident. And what's funny is because they use member berries as well, so they're another red flag that they made a pile of shit because they needed member berries to make this show happen. So they had Christina Ricci in, and she outacted Jenna Ortega. Gwendolyn Christie outacted Jenna Ortega. An animated CGI hand outacted Jenna Ortega. Even the over hyper wolf flatmate, or sorry, housemate thing, outacted her. Nearly everyone else, apart from the stupid tortured artist, he was a freaking wet drip. He had a face on like a smacked arse. But yeah, this is every teen drama trope and cliche you can imagine. The summer dance or the formal, what do they call it? The call it formals? Whatever the Yanks call it anyway. Their dances, and it's just a bunch of posers. The love triangles, the cliques, they tried to make it like Harry Potter, but without any actual atmosphere. This whole thing was flat. Now, in fairness, there were a couple of good scenes. I liked when Wednesday and Pubsy were fishing. That was Addams Family. I liked the episode with Uncle Fester. That was brilliant. The guy plays him is amazing. Really wacky, out there character. I would almost say rivals Christopher Lloyd's version. To be honest, really embraced it. It was good to see. And you actually saw her character light up for a minute, which is what she did anyway. This whole Dar shit isn't what Wednesday was all about. The whole point was that she was uninterested and you had to sort of earn your place with her, but they made her a fucking idiot in this. I don't get the whole visions thing. That was like just thrown in there. Suppose they need something to make plot because it really stretched this out. There's one like murder mystery thing going on. They really dragged the arse out of it. But in between's all this stupid tweeny shit. So obviously this is aimed for teenagers and teenagers mentally, should have known better. But yeah, wasn't impressed. For the couple of good bits, they did this whole thing with a pilgrim town that hates Nevermore School, but the pilgrim town's funded by Nevermore. It's this weird relationship to set up between the town and the school. Like if a school just wanted to operate on its own, it would be isolated. I wouldn't have a town nearby. I didn't get that whole dynamic. It's up to yourself, Dale, if you want to watch it. Personally, I'm sorry I did. It was just exactly how I thought it was going to be. It was just going to be your typical Netflix show. Such a shame, really. There was potential here. That was the thing. There was actually potential for this to be good, especially when you saw the Addams Family members sort of get together and interact. That's where it came in. The grave digging scene was good with Wednesday and Morticia. That was good. And then there was this weird murder mystery from 20 years ago that needed to be solved. And it was already stupid. The family secret. Yeah. That was dumb. It actually feels like they didn't have enough to make 8 episodes. And then they threw out a lot of filler. The main plot, they really could have went with the main plot and just fleshed it out a bit. But they didn't. They just crammed it full of stuff just to keep it going. You could kind of tell they were struggling with ideas, which that was a shame. Definitely more interaction with the Addams Family members because in the end, Wednesday, it's the same as anything. The Addams Family are the sum of their parts. It's not about individuals. That's what makes the Addams Family good. It's their strength and togetherness. That was always what made them appealing. And despite their weirdness, goodness, that was the whole idea. Them being together and always having each other's backs. That's what made them, endearing. So trying to separate one off as an individual property is just strange. It's like the over amplified goth, and I just find goths boring. I used to be intrigued years ago. I like the aesthetic, but the dullest people you'll ever meet. A lot of them aren't very intelligent. They over dramatize things, and it's funny how they're all lockstep. And that was the thing with the Nevermore School. Like, there was a scene at the dance thing where they plugged it in, they ran a prank, Carrie style. It's supposed to be blood coming out of the, how do you call it, the sprinklers. Now, this college is supposed to have vampires. There's a vampire DJ. Are you telling me we couldn't have a recreation of a Blade? Just a fun version of it instead of running and screaming like wimps. I've seen more fortitude in the primary school. So these are whiny, bitchy, crybaby. Excuse me. Maybe should have waited a little, healed up a bit more before doing this, but I want to just get this out of the way. I don't want to think about it anymore. Just a bunch of ninnies. Nothing really very appealing about them. Apart from those couple of characters, there's an attempt at a bit of misdirection. Didn't really go anywhere. The whole thing with the sheriff was pointless. Wednesday's love triangle, and I mean, it was the most Twilight did it better. Spill a gap, and that was awful. So that's it. I don't really want to talk about this too much. It's a switch your brain off. Don't invest. Don't invest yourself in it. That's what I'd say. But, I mean, if you're not expecting much, you won't be disappointed. It's just your typical, high school thing. So if you're in that stuff, crack on. If you're expecting anything like proper spooky or fun or camp, and the thing is, they put this as a comedy, and there wasn't really much in the way of laughs. There was like I said, the fishing scene, the grave digging scene, the bit where she's in the morgue, like the brief snippets, and you go, huh. But that was it. The rest of it was just dull and flat. I wasn't impressed with Jenna Ortega in X. She was a bit of a flat character. I know she was kind of playing one, but it seemed like that's her thing. Doesn't really have any range. That's it. Yeah, wasn't for me. Sorry, folks. I'll probably get the golf mob coming after me now. Call me everything. But sorry, and I'm sick and tired of this political messaging and these stupid terms being thrown into TV shows. Give it a rest. You're not winning anybody over. In fact, all you're doing is winding people up now. You might be sitting in your little bubbles, thinking you're Aussie and smashing down whatever you want to smash down, but you aren't able to create. That's your problem. You have to leech into other properties. You have to take them over. You have to put your shit out there. That's what you do. You've done it again with this, and you've taken something that could have been enjoyable. I mean, your stupid flat messaging and crap. You helped to make it flop. Not the fact it was boring anyway didn't help. I wonder really how much Tim Burton had to do with making this, because really got no sense of him in this. I'm almost thinking he just slapped his name on it. I'm really genuinely thinking that's all he did. He just put his name in this and go, yeah, there you go. But there you go. There's my review. Not going to spend too much on it because I'm not well, as you can probably tell. I'm going to go to bed, feel sorry for myself, and then forget that show ever happened. Don't really. I think they hinted at the season 2. They'll probably try and rip the arse out of this, but I won't be watching it. Can't be annoyed. There's no incentive. Nothing exciting. I struggled through this just to do this review. If I'm honest, if I wasn't going to do this, I'd have switched off about episode 3. So there you go. There's my review. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think. Agree or disagree. Do the clicky typey things. And until next time, keep it creepy. Keep it horrific.